You just finished having an amazing session, right? You pulled out the toys, you got the foreplay going on, you just knew the shit was popping. Your boo sits on the edge of the bed and he says, "Babe, I need to talk to you. You're not smelling too good down there. You're crushed, right? You're embarrassed. You don't know what just happened. You kind of smell it yourself. It's just not a good situation, right? Some women are asymptomatic and you really don't know what's going on, but we're talking about BV, ladies. We're talking about BV, yeast infections, vaginal inflammation caused by overgrowth of bacteria, which knocks off your pH balance. The causes of it, helpful tips, treatment, things that can actually, keep it at bay, and just some things that can make sure you don't have these type of situations. So first, let's hop into the causes, right? Multiple sex partners, new sex partners, partners that you've never had unprotected sex with before. It can throw off your pH balance. Douching, ladies, you should not still be douching, but for those individuals who just stick by this habit and douche, that can open up your vagina to all kinds of losing good bacteria and allowing bad bacteria to enter into the vagina. And poor vaginal environment. Taking care of your vagina, ladies, is so important. Those are the top things, okay, that can cause BV. But there's others: your diet, your hygiene, some medications, okay, sex toys, okay, can do it. Anal sex to vaginal sex can do it. We have to be cognizant of, the things that we eat, the things that we, put into our bodies, etc. Some of the symptoms, okay, discharge could be off white, could be kind of gray. Everybody knows that the cottage cheese discharge is for, the yeast infection, so that's something different. But the BV will give you a fishy smell. So after sex, you're smelling this, it's lighting up the room. The box is atrocious at this point. It's a turn off. The whole session, throw it in the trash. Okay. You possibly could get some irritation in the vaginal area. It can become sore, but that's definitely when you need to run to the doctor and get it checked out. Get you some antibiotics, which is the sole treatment. It's either vaginally with gels or creams, and or you can take a pill. It just all depends on what your doctor prescribes. So, what is a healthy pH level? What is the healthiest pH level? Okay, it is from 3.8 to 4.5. That's healthy. Anything under or over, it is unhealthy. Okay. So it's important for you to know your body. You might not be sexually active and you might not, have had anything enter into your vagina, and you don't know that your pH balance is off. You don't know that some of the food you're eating is throwing it off. You don't know that, the underwear that you're wearing is throwing it off. You don't know that the soap that you're using, which you think is pH friendly, is throwing it off. But they do have kits and things like that where you can, use at home, so that you can just make sure that the honey pot is nice and how it's supposed to be. Okay. So with some ways that we can limit the BV exposure, you could take probiotics, which I highly suggest, ladies. It's a tablet that you take per day. It gives you good um bacteria in your body, okay? Not just for your vagina, but just overall, which is good. Garlic, apple cider vinegar. There's something that's called the coochie cocktail. We'll get into that a little bit later. Drink lots of water. Manage your stress. How can stress cause BV? Oh, stress can cause BV. Manage your stress. Diffuse every now and again. Take some time for you and bring those stress levels down, because you don't realize how much that can trigger your vaginal health and your sex life in general. Eat less sugars, okay? Again, do not douche. Wear cotton underwear. Wear cotton underwear. You can wear the sexy panties for your man. You can, be sexy and all of that good stuff, but make sure that you have sometimes where you wear cotton underwear, okay? It absorbs the moisture. Moisture creates bacteria. So therefore, anytime that you don't give yourself an opportunity to dry out, um it's going to generate bad bacteria, okay? And even at night, go commando, sleep naked, allow your vagina to get that air, it needs it, okay? Allow it to breathe.
Get butt naked.
Get butt naked, okay? Also, a man's sperm could be, it's not can be. A man's sperm is very acidic. So if you have your constant partner and you guys are not using condoms, etc., make sure he pulls out. Find fun ways, to help him ejaculate. You know what I mean? You can put it in your mouth, you can put it on your boobs, you can put it on your ass, but just make sure that he's not always coming inside of you, because if so, that's definitely going to throw off your pH balance automatically, and then you're going to have these problems, okay? Some real quick, some foods to help you: yogurt, pickles, kombucha. If you guys don't know what kombucha is, it's a fermented tea. It's really good. Synergy has the best brand. I really like it. I will drink one a day with the coochie cocktail, and I'm telling you, it kind of keeps things balanced naturally. Buttermilk, sourdough bread, sauerkraut, or just a few other things that can help you keep your levels nice and tight. Yes, Sarah, you can wear thongs, but again, you can wear thongs, you can wear G strings and all of that stuff. You can wear them, just don't wear them excessively. Because if you think about it, the thong can cut off your circulation. It's tight. You know what I mean? It's pushing up against your vagina, therefore is not allowing any breathable room. You're going to sweat, you're going to create moisture, and that is definitely going to possibly allow the bacteria to raise and get kind of crazy and start overgrowing. Then you have a problem. So guys, I've been seeing this a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Yo, her pussy stink, her ass stink, this shit is crazy. What are y'all doing when this happens?
What happened? If she stank?
Yeah.
Yo, shorty, you stink.
that's that's how you're saying it. Yo, shorty.
No coof.
You stink, shorty.
No, you're not gonna say that too.
He probably would.
I
No.
probably would. Yeah. I'm a G, man. um, you got to break it down to her gently. Be compassionate in these words, or in these trying times. Be compassionate, and have a conversation. That's all.
Hmm. Do you guys feel like even the most clean women, the ones who do pay attention to their hygiene and all of that good stuff, do you feel like they still can get BV?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I
Hmm.
think that's possible for everybody. Yeah, that's possible for everybody. I didn't know about the like the certain things that you can eat that can give you a yeast infection and things of that nature. Like
Hmm.
you have to be mindful of all the things that you're taking in. Taking care of yourself. All of these things.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
because anything that enters into your vagina that is not um within a certain pH acidic level will automatically trigger you. And even taking it in, ingesting it is going to throw it off. You can eat chocolate chip cookies every day for a week, and boom, that's going to knock your pH balance off. And then you go and you get into a session, and then you have that smell. And like KD brought up on Thursday, some women are asymptomatic, so they don't have any symptoms and they don't know that they have BV going on. And that could just cause an issue, because you could really be caught out there, and that's embarrassing.
Mhm.
It's embarrassing.
High protein tend to be one a solid one. If they have high protein in their urine, that's the earliest sign. But they don't know that when you urinate, and you smell a little meaty smell, and it's a little strong like that, that's an early sign
Mhm.
that you have one.
Mhm. Mhm. And you have to remember too, all of those are connected. So BV can then turn to get into your urinary tract, which can turn into a UTI, which can then turn into a bladder infection. So it can just keep going on and cycling around if not treated in enough time, or if you're not paying attention to your body.
But I did want to say that people have to know that a lot of younger girls, or even as they may, age, they've never been taught how to take care of themselves. They've never been taught how to properly, handle their period. So as they get older, they don't even know, what's going on.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So it's important to, have these conversations and, each one teach one, and to
Mhm.
not be afraid to let her know, you know, something ain't right.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's important because you figure some women just really feel like that they have it down pat. You know what I mean?
Hold
That
on,
their way is right.
hold on, Ish. Why are we getting yeast infections?
Yeah, men can get yeast infections on their dick.
Mm-hmm.
But why are we getting yeast infections? I need somebody to break this down to me. Like,
Well, I mean, you figure if you're having sex with someone who has a yeast infection or has a buildup of that bacteria and you're having unprotected sex with them, then you too can then get it and then you can pass it along or spread it, etc. And
yeah,
you will
you.
have to take antibiotics.
And
But for
especially
BV, like
if
a
they
man
haven't been
can't get BV.
circumcised, right? Each
Yes,
if men have not been
correct.
circumcised,
Yes.
up under that skin will stay
Mm-hmm.
damp, so
Yes.
they can even develop the yeast and pass it to the
And pass
female.
it. Correct. Correct. So if he's not keeping his member clean, then yeah, he can pass bacteria too. Too much bread.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's yeasty. She's right.
Hmm. And men
Like,
should keep their area dried, kempt, all of that stuff too, because again, moisture breeds bacteria.
so I also had heard something about men moisturizing, their private parts. So a lot of girls were saying they don't like, the ashiness down there. So it's important to, take care of yourself and, use the correct products so you're not ashy down there as well. But my question was, no, have you ever had a yeast infection since they just brought this shit up? And how are you telling, the girl if she's not smelling right?
No, I've never had a or any type of
Yeah.
um infection down there. Um, thank God. I'm just using, I understand it's a sticky subject. As far as telling somebody that they're not fresh or there's an odor. So more or less, just being, very very cognizant of just the words that you use and the tones and things like that. But also letting them know that regardless of whatever, you're here to support them and you're here to you know help them through it. And you know it is what it is.
So is there do we need to use certain tones so you don't feel like this is a personal attack? Is this one of those zones?
I really feel like that at any however you give it, it's all gonna be automatic embarrassment. Like even if you're soft, you're still cringing on the inside. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. I just thought I put the spin double flip on them and my box is funky. Like I don't think it's even the light delivery is still gonna be embarrassing, but it is important that your tone is kind to lighten the blow.
I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it.
Mhm.
Probably depending on your level of relationship, as to if you say it in a like jokingly manner, like "girl, your stuff stink" or whatever, or God dang girl, you smell, like each say. I guess it's how you deliver, but it's no good way to receive it. And
Right.
some women do need to be told, because they are asymptomatic,
Mm-hmm.
and they need to know.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes there's women who know that something is wrong and know that something is going on, but they don't want to address it, or they don't want
Denial,
to get right
denial.
denial, or
Hmm.
they don't give it the right amount of time and attention, going to the doctors or checking it out, home testing yourself just to see
Hmm.
if something's going on. They just sweep it under the rug. And then what happens? It gets bad, you get the smells, and then it could possibly grow into something even worse.
Yeah.
Like Rhonda's comment, she said bacterial infections can cause you to have pain sometimes.
Hmm.
Absolutely, because it's not being treated. And it's just building up, building up, building up, and it's going to start spreading to other parts, your bladder, your urinary tract. And then it could get real messy in there. And then it's affecting that sex life, and that's and your
Hmm.
life in general.
So what happened with the douches? Because a lot of people don't know that this is not, a thing that you should be doing anymore. What happened with that?
Well, I mean, I think it's been stated like a long time ago that um when you wash with water or any solution and you douche, you're actually removing, some people had the false thought that it was cleaning out in there, making it smell fresh and all of that, but it was actually removing healthy bacteria that you needed to protect you from STDs, from any other bacterial infections, etc. So they tell you that you should not be douching because you're washing away the good.
Hmm.
So, nobody should be douching in 2022.
Okay.
Nobody should be douching in 2022 at all. And if
And
you
taking
are,
sitz baths, like salt and salty water, about once a month.
mhm,
Just a little small, a small amount of water, but have it very, very warm
mhm,
and salty,
mhm,
and it's
yes,
just take a little sitz bath, and
yeah,
that help because it's self cleansing inside anyway.
yes.
So as long as it's healthy up in there, it's gonna self cleanse itself out anyway. But if you take a sitz bath like that, I guarantee you, you will feel everything that comes out. You can see the bacteria that come out.
And ladies, apple cider vinegar is your friend. It stink, it's
Hmm.
nasty, it's disgusting, but it is your friend. Even in your little sitz bath, you can put a cap full of apple cider vinegar. It will balance you out. Even if you take a cap full every day, it
Hmm.
helps. It helps contain and keep the bacteria normal within your body. And the coochie cocktail I was talking about a little bit earlier is I think it's the Nunsen's tart cherry juice, which you can find that at like Walmart or Acme. Um, Pineapple juice, apple cider, a cap full of apple cider vinegar, a half of a lemon, the half of a juice of a lemon, and some honey. And you drink that. You could drink it cold. If you want it warmed up, you can warm it up. You should drink that, or Bragg's. I see Marilyn. Oh yeah, Bragg's is the apple cider vinegar. Um, you could drink that once a day. Once a day. It helps flush your system out when you start urinating, etc. You're expelling a lot of bad bacteria that is built up. So um, try to make sure, even if you don't do that drink, to at least have some apple cider vinegar once a day. It helps. It definitely helps.
Great information, Ish. I'm
Hmm.
telling you, because
Any,
we
any
get
questions?
so used to our own bodies that we do tend to not pay as close attention to our bodies,
Hmm.
especially if you're not dating. Women, let's face it. We'll let the legs go without being shaved if we know no one is going to see us or whatever. So the same with the body, but you can feel, you know your body better than anybody.
Hmm.
At the first sign, you can feel on the inside
Yep.
if something is going wrong.
Yep.
You can
Yep.
feel on the inside. So
Absolutely.
get to know yourself.
Get to know yourself. Yep. And and trust. You might not know that you have it, let's just say, but that discharge and that smell is going to perforate. It's not going to be no way that you're not going to know something ain't right down there. So it's if people are paying attention and not being in denial that, oh, I'm just sweaty down there, or oh, I'll just take a shower and I'll be okay. No, it's something going on. Address it.
Mhm.
Address it before it gets worse.
No, you got questions, man?
No, thank you for the information.
You
Hmm.
upset, man? You all right?
No, I'm just paying um close attention.
Hmm. So I see people asking about the yoni steams and stuff. I mean, listen, you got to be. I think people have to find what works for them, but you have to be mindful of the things that you introduce yourself to. So some of the yoni steams, you just have to be careful because some of the fragrant sachet pouches or packs that they send you are 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 too fragrant for your vagina. Like a sitz bath, like Katie just said, a simple one at home, nothing fancy, nothing flowery, nothing with too many scents, some apple cider vinegar, and Katie, what did you say? Oh, a little salt,
Salt. Mm-hmm.
hmm
See,
and some,
fine
yeah,
sea salt.
yeah, and boil some hot water, and you can
Mm-hmm.
sit, and you know that it's natural and it is safe. Some of the sachet packets that come in, um, these yoni steams and stuff, they're flowery and they're pretty and they're cute and all of that stuff, but do you really know what your vagina is inhaling? So you just got to be
Exactly.
mindful about that. The vajayjay spas, they help, they do steaming and all of that stuff, but as long as it's just pure and natural, um that's the most important, because a lot of people think of the smell goods and it's going to make it all flowery, and that's just not, it's not good. It's just not
Even using a different type of soap than what you are accustomed to using, if you use a different soap down there, that can throw your
right.
pH off.
Absolutely.
It will
Detergent.
completely throw it off.
Detergent can I'm sorry, Rhonda
Yes.
in the bleach, and then Marilyn saying bleach. I'm hollering right now.
Hold
I'm
on.
hollering.
I got
Listen, bleach.
a question though.
Yeah.
E.
Rhonda said put a cat full of bleach.
I
Trying
got
to.
a,
Whoa, bleach.
I got a question though, Ish.
Hmm.
So around menstrual time, how often should people be changing their pads or whatever? How does that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, everybody's flow is going to be different. Somebody can fill up a pad or a tampon within an hour. Some people can go 4 hours. It just really all depends on your flow. This is why you need to pay attention to your body and how it operates. Okay. Because you should be changing like clockwork. You should know your cycle. You should know your flow, and you should be changing like clockwork. You should also have backup undies in case, it's moist down there, in case you do a bleed through or something like that. You should have wipes to keep yourself fresh down there, like, you know what I mean. And you should be changing like clockwork, whether that's an hour for you, whether that's 3 hours for you. You should definitely be on point. It's people that can be having a menstrual cycle and they'll go all day without tending to themselves.
Right,
And I'm saying that to say I've known people to do that.
right.
How healthy is that for your vagina? I, it's baffling to me, but that's where infections breed. That's where, bacteria builds up. And you might not think that it's happening, and it may not happen that day, but it can happen, and it will happen.
All right. So
Ish,
what
let me
about?
ask you something. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry, T.
Go ahead.
Janine, in the comments, brought up boric acid. I
Mhm.
started hearing advertisements for that a few months back.
Mhm.
What do you know anything about the boric acid suppository?
Yeah, so the boric acid, which is a natural supplement that we ingest through our mouths at times. These suppositories are vaginal, though. They go into your vagina. You put them up there. I think it takes about 4 to 5 hours to dissolve. It's a totally natural supplement for your vagina, that it helps control the bacteria um, in your vagina. So if you're feeling like, after your menstrual cycle, you're not as fresh. Okay, the boric acid tablets will allow it to help disperse any extra, menstrual that's going on down there. If you've, been having a wild sex weekend and, you know that your man's semen, or you know having sex with him
You
unprotected
want to
is going
clean yourself out.
right, it's going to throw your pH off. Then you're going to do boric acid. I think you could use it up to like 3 or 4 times a week where it's healthy. And you shouldn't be using it more than that. Like, but between your diet, between the things that you're attacking as far as your probiotics,
Mm-hmm.
all of that good stuff, and some boric acid every now and then, you should be able to maintain a healthy vaginal environment. So the boric acids, I know people that use them, they seem to be fine with them. It helps them control the temperature in their vagina. And, I haven't heard any bad things about it. The gynecologists recommend it. So I say go for it.
So what about having sex like during your period time? Can that throw you off?
Yeah. It can, but I mean, it not any more than just, you know, regular sex can throw you off too. Just the act of sex actually heightens your pH balance, just the act alone. So just think about introducing semen into the picture. You know what I mean? That just heightens it even more. So when your menstrual is on, your balance is already off. So sex heightens the acidity in your vagina even more.
And wasn't there a thing like where you could wear your clothes or something too tight that'll throw you off?
Yeah, they used to say the girls with tight jeans. I know she got an infection. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just all a matter of allowing a healthy space for your parts to breathe. So anything, yeah, if you have on a pair of tight jeans, okay. But if maybe you run into the store, you're doing something, you don't have them on for 9, 10 hours, where your vagina is restricted by your jeans and your underwear all day long. It's not doing nothing but breeding bacteria. So it's not necessarily a good thing for long periods of time.
Any other questions? Any other words, people?
No, but definitely, ladies, if you feel any sign of a symptom, of a drip, of a smell, of a anything, go to the doctor, get it checked out, get some antibiotics. Um, Make sure your undies are good. Make sure your diet is good. Make sure you're drinking enough water, getting enough rest. Control that stress. Tell him to put it on your titties and not inside.
And air
Sucker,
those things out
swallow.
at night, ladies.
Yeah, and air it out
Air
at night.
them out at night.
Okay. Okay. And pay attention to your bodies, ladies.
Get butt
It's so
naked. Get butt
important.
naked. Get butt naked.
Pay attention to your bodies, ladies.
Get butt naked. All right
Oh,
now.
and make sure, one more thing, make sure you clean those sex toys. Clean those sex toys regularly. All right. That was it.
Is that like a after use, John? Like after
I,
every use?
yeah, I suggest
Yeah.
after every use. I suggest after every use.
Bacteria will build
It's
up
people,
on them.
yeah, yep. It's people that will be like, oh, I wash it once a month. Once a month? What? No, please. After every use, the toy cleaner, you give it 3, 4 sprays.
Not
Even if you don't
hold,
have toy
hold
cleaners,
on, Ish. Not Diana every night.
Diana say
Why
every
would you
night,
use
thank
that
God
every
you
night,
was
Diana?
using it.
yeah, Diana, I know that's right.
Oh
But
yeah. Before we get out of here, I did want to touch on this right here
right,
because they don't know this. So,
proper wiping,
right, proper wiping.
proper
People don't know
wiping. Yes. The ladies, I mean, I'm not going to say that everyone knows how to properly wipe, but you should be wiping front to back. You should be wiping front to back. Anytime the feces matter could get even close to your vaginal opening, it is going to be a problem. So you have to make sure that you're wiping front to back and not introducing any fecal matter even nowhere remotely close to your vagina. And that goes for anal sex too. Like if you're having anal sex, then you want to switch to vaginal, well then you better get up, wash, wipe, wash, and he needs to clean his penis too, because the moment that any feces or any anal cavity secretions get into your vagina, is going to be a problem.
So
It can cause E. coli.
basically wash your asses, man.
Yep.
Basically, wash your
So
Wash
asses.
your
many
ass.
things it can cause.
Yep.
Wash your asses.
And wipe properly. Wipe properly.
Wash your asses and wipe properly.